students, welcome back. In previous videos, we are completed last point as a sigma bond. You know very well what is sigma bond. The bond formation takes place by axial overlapping of the two orbitals. You know sigma bond is a strong bond, directional character. Another important thing that do not take part in the resonance. And finally, the next and very interesting concept related with that bond, that one is called as the maximum overlapping, and free rotation is possible around the single bond or sigma bond. Another important thing, sigma bond is formed by four types of overlapping. Listen very carefully. Which four types of overlapping gives very successfully sigma bond? The first overlapping is called as the SS overlapping. You know what is SS overlapping? The second overlapping is called as SP overlapping. This also you know very well. Third overlapping is called as the PP overlapping, and fourth overlapping is called as the SP3 or SP2 or SP. That one is called as the hybrid orbital overlapping. Then what is hybrid orbital overlapping? We will discussing in this video now, but listen very carefully. These are the four overlapping gives sigma bond. Now the second bond is also very important. That second bond is called as the pi bond. Write down each and everything in your notebook, because pi bond is also very interesting and very important to you related with this concept. Now what is the meaning of pi bond? Which are the important aspects are related with this pi bond? See toward the board. Now dear students, what happens whenever we discussing the pi bond? The bond formation takes place by sidewise overlapping. Sidewise. This is not a axial overlapping. This is sidewise overlapping. I will give you one example to you. Suppose for example we have a such type of p orbital. Dear student, listen very carefully. This is very important to you. And suppose we consider this is another p orbital. Suppose for example this is another p orbital. We have this another. Now this electron are present in, suppose this is pz, suppose this one is also pz, and suppose this is px, this one is px. Okay, this electron present here. Now what happened in this overlapping? Now here two possibilities are there. Which is the two possibility? The two possibilities like this. Now suppose for example the first possibility, the overlapping of this orbital like this way, and this is called like the sigma bond, because this overlapping takes place by axial overlapping or end-to-end overlapping. And these are two orbital which is present in this case. This overlap sidewise, which contain the unpaired electron, and such sidewise overlapping or collateral overlapping is called as the pi bond. Is it okay? It means that the bond formation takes place. The end-to-end overlapping means what? Sigma bond, and sidewise overlapping means what? Pi bond. So listen. How to define this pi bond, or how we discuss this pi bond? The bond formation takes place, or the bond formed by sidewise or lateral overlapping is known as the pi bond. Write down in your notebook. The bond formed by sidewise or lateral overlapping is called as the pi bond. Now sidewise or lateral overlapping, you know very well in valence bond theory. In valence bond theory, the strength of covalent bond depends upon the nature of orbital and nature of overlapping. You know this is called as end-to-end overlapping or coaxial overlapping. Therefore extent of overlapping is maximum, then sigma bond is a stronger bond. But this is called as lateral overlapping, collateral overlapping or sidewise overlapping, then extent of overlapping is less, therefore pi bond is weak bond. It means that as compared to sigma bond, pi bond is weaker, and generally the pi bond are easily take part in the chemical reaction. While we are doing the chemical reaction, if we try to carry out the chemical reaction towards any molecule, then first bond which take part in the chemical reaction, that bond is the pi bond. Okay. Another important thing, generally in pi bond formation, those electrons which are present in unpaired, that sidewise overlapping takes place. The free rotation upon pi bond is not possible. You know in previous videos we are discussed in sigma bond free rotation is possible, but free rotation in pi bond is not possible. The next character, pi bond involved in resonance. Pi bond involved in what? Resonance. It means if you want to say the resonance phenomenon, that in that resonance pi bond is involved. The next, pi bond is weaker than the sigma bond. So all these are the very simple character, and the pi bond is formed by pure unhybrid orbital. Hybrid orbital never involved in the pi bond formation, and no doubt p orbital either it might be px or pz, such orbital are involved in the pi bond formation. Okay. Now dear student, so these are the sigma and pi bond, write down in your notebook. Now I am going to discussing with you the very interesting and big concept of this topic, the very interesting and big concept of this topic. That interesting and big concept of this topic is called as the hybridization. Listen, this concept is called as the hybridization. Now, what is the meaning of hybridization? What is the definition of hybridization, and why the need of hybridization in chemistry? The hybridization concept in chemistry introduced by Pauling, the name of that scientist who introduced the hybridization. The name of that scientist is called as the Pauling. Now, listen very carefully, dear student. Why hybridization introduced in the chemistry? What is the reason behind this? To explain the equivalent nature of covalent bond. Is it okay? Now, before going to discussing all these things, I will explain you first what is the meaning of equivalent nature of that pi bond. Equivalent nature of pi bond means what? Equivalent nature of pi bond means what? This is a limitation of valence bond theory now, because valence bond theory cannot explain the equivalent nature of pi bond. This is very serious limitation of valence bond theory. And another important things, according to valence bond theory, either overlapping is SS, PP or SP. But in beryllium dichloride, if two bonds are overlapping by according to valence bond theory, then the extent of overlapping is different, nature of overlapping is different, therefore bond strength is also different, but the both bond is equivalent. And so by considering this phenomenon, and valency of beryllium is 0, valency of boron is 1, and valency of carbon is 2 according to VBT, but actual valence is 2, 3, 4. Now, same things we explain according to hybridization. The limitation of valence bond theory overcome by the hybridization. How? Now, dear student, you know very well, suppose for example, if we consider beryllium dichloride, according to VBT, what say according to VBT, and what concept of hybridization say here, before going to define this hybridization, see very seriously toward this phenomenon. What is hybridization? Listen very carefully, this is very interesting, you know. Now, according to valence bond theory, atomic number of beryllium is 4, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, but 2p0. It means that what's happened in ground state, 2s orbital contain 2 electron and 2p orbital is empty. You know what happened in excited state? If the orbital contain paired and same cell contain the vacant orbital, then excitation possible. It means this electron excited to the p. In excited state, what happened? One electron present in S and another one more electron present in P. It means two unpaired electrons are present in S and P. According to the first postulates of valence bond theory, only unpaired electrons are involved in the bond formation according to valence bond theory. Yes. So, it means by considering the valence bond theory, it means one electron of beryllium present in S orbital and one electron of another electron present in the P orbital. Now, suppose for example, this is a beryllium, it means according to valence bond theory, suppose this is one electron present in P orbital and suppose this is one electron present in S orbital, and this beryllium overlap with the chlorine, and you know the unpaired electron of chlorine present in the P orbital, therefore this is P and this is chlorine, it means this one is also P. So, what happened in this case? This overlapping is PP, this overlapping is SP. It means both bond is a different bond, because the bond strength of PP overlapping is always greater than SP. It means what is the conclusion? Conclusion is this: around the beryllium, two bond is present. According to valence bond theory, the bond strength of these two bond is different. Is it okay? But actually, what happens in the practical way? The bond strength of these both bonds are same or identical. Why this become the identical? Because we explain according to hybridization. See, according to hybridization, what's happened? Suppose for example, in beryllium atomic number is 4, once again electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p0. What happened in excited state? This become the 1s2, 2s1, 2p1. It means that this is 2s1 and what happened in this case? This is 2p1. Now here mixing of these two orbital takes place according to hybridization. Hybridization nothing but mixing up to atomic orbital. You got it? Mixing and recasting. Recasting means what? These two orbitals have different in energy. Then after recasting, the energy of these two orbitals becomes same. And after mixing and recasting, that gives new orbital with the same energy and different orientation. You got it? Now what happened in this case after mixing? Then after mixing, these two new orbital is formed, and such a new orbital is called as sp habit orbital. So both electrons are now present in the sp orbitals. Now see, suppose this is beryllium. It means this one electron present in sp, another electron also present in sp, and this overlap with the clp, this also overlap with the clp. It means this overlapping is spp and this overlapping is also spp. It indicates the both bonds are equal bond and energy of these two bonds are not 100% same. So this concept is called the overlapping of habit orbital. It means to explain the equivalent nature of covalent bond. To explain the equivalent nature of covalent bond, that's why it required the hybridization. Is it okay? So what is the hybridization? What is the importance of hybridization and how the hybridization introduced in the chemistry? I will give you all the postulates. Now dear student, listen very carefully. Now what is the correct definition of hybridization? Write down in your notebook correct definition of hybridization. The mixing of different shape and approximate equal energy atomic orbital. Write down in your notebook. The mixing of different shapes and approximate equal energy atomic orbital and redistribution of energy to form new orbitals. You got it? The mixing of, once again I will explain you, the mixing of different shape and approximate equal energy atomic orbital. What is the meaning of this? Now in this case, mixing of 1s and 1p orbital takes place. Now s orbital is a spherical in shape, p orbital is a directional. मतलब mixing of to different shape, ये दोनों का shape अलग है. Mixing of to different shape and nearly equal energy. Nearly equal energy का मतलब क्या है? This is from 2s and this is from 2p ना. Both orbital is from the same energy level. And if energy level is same, then at that time energy of these two orbital is nearly same. The mixing of, write down, the mixing of different shape and approximate equal energy atomic orbital and redistribution of energy to form new orbital. Now after mixing, the redistribution of energy takes place, and after redistributing it gives new orbital, and such a new orbital is called as the hybrid orbital, and this phenomenon is known as the hybridization. Is it okay? You write down once the definition is over. Are you got this? What is the meaning of hybridization? The mixing of different shape and approximate equal energy orbital and redistribution of energy to form a new orbital, and such a new orbital is called as the hybrid orbital. Now this is the phenomenon. For example, dear student, now what happened in the beryllium dichloride? In beryllium dichloride, according to valence bond theory, this concept is 100% collapse because both bonds are same bond, because overlapping is spp, overlapping is spp. Why? Because after redistribution of the energy, the new orbital is formed, and such new orbital is called as the hybrid orbital. You got it? It means that what's happening in hybridization? The mixing of to different shape orbital takes place. You got it? Mixing of to different shapes orbital but having nearly equal energy of atomic orbital, and after mixing what happens? Redistribution of energy takes place, and after redistributing the new orbital is formed, and that new orbital is called as the hybrid orbital, and this phenomenon is known as the hybridization. Okay. Now dear student, hybridization has some important character. Which are the important characteristics of this hybridization? See toward the board, because write down each and every character. Hybridization concept is very important to you. Which are the important characteristics of this hybridization? The first characteristics of the hybridization. Hybridization is a mixing of orbital, not electron. Write down in your notebook. What is the first character? It is a mixing of. It is a mixing of what? Mixing of orbitals and not electron. Means what happened? In hybridization phenomenon, the mixing of orbital takes place, not electron. This is one important thing, not electron. And therefore hybridization in abhi now it is a mixing of orbital na. Therefore mixing of orbital, therefore in hybridization either fulfill, if orbital is fulfilled or half filled Is it okay? In hybridization, either fulfilled or half filled or empty orbital may take part, or empty orbital may take part. It means that fulfilled orbital means this orbital also involved in hybridization, half filled means this orbital also involved in hybridization, or sometime empty orbital also involved in hybridization. Why? Because hybridization is nothing but mixing of orbitals now. In orbitals only three possibilities are there. Which is that three possibility? Either orbital is fulfilled, or orbital is half filled, or orbital is empty. By considering these three possibility, in hybridization phenomenon, mixing of orbital takes place, not electron, and might maybe happen any of these orbitals are involved in the hybridization process. Is it okay? This is the first point. Now what happened the second point? Number of hybrid orbital formed is always equal to the number of atomic orbital are involved in the overlapping. Means what's happened? Suppose for example, is it okay? Now see second postulate, the number of hybrid orbitals formed, is always equal to what? Number of atomic orbitals are involved in hybridization. Is it okay? Number of atomic orbital are involved in hybridization. Means what? If two atomic orbitals are involved in hybridization, it means two hybrid orbital is formed. If three atomic orbital means what? Such type of orbital might may be fulfilled or half filled or empty. It means what is the next character of this hybridization? You keep in your mind, because maximum question asked on this. The next character is number of hybrid orbital is formed is equal to what? Number of atomic orbitals are involved in what? Hybridization. Is it okay? This is the second and very interesting and important point related to you by considering the hybridization phenomenon. Is it okay? The next character, third character, listen very carefully, the third and very important character related to this. Each hybrid orbital have two lobes, one is larger and other is smaller. Bond will be formed from larger lobes. Is it okay? Now what happened here? Suppose for example, see each hybrid orbitals, listen very carefully, each hybrid orbitals have two lobes, okay, have two lobes. One is what? One is larger, and another one is what? And another one is the smaller, and bond formation takes place from larger lobes. Is it okay? Suppose for example, we have a such type of lobes, one is larger, other one is smaller, and electron density present in this case, therefore bond formation always takes place from the larger lobe. Now listen very carefully. The number of the number of hybrid orbital on central atom of a molecule or ion. This is very important. Write down fourth point. The number of hybrid orbitals, number of hybrid orbital of central atom or ion is equal to, listen very carefully, is equal to, you first consider number of sigma bond. You know very well how the sigma bond is formed, is equal to number of sigma bond plus number of lone pair. You know very well which are the lone pair of electron, because in periodic table generally lone pair of electrons are present only that element which is present in the periodic table, group 5th A, group 7th A, or 8A, or 13, sorry, what we people 15, 16 and 17 group of the periodic table which contain the lone pair. Therefore number of hybrid orbital of central atom is equal to how much? Number of, that one is number of sigma bond plus number of what? Lone pair. Is it okay? And that is equal to number of the hybrid orbital of central atom or ion. You know, after the hybridization, the first bond between two atoms will be sigma. Is it okay? Is it okay? The next important, the first bond is always what? Is always what? Sigma bond. The second bond is that one, sigma bond is only one bond, but remaining bonds are pi bond. If in between two atoms only one bond is present, no doubt that bond is sigma bond. But two bond is present, in that first bond is always sigma and second bond is the pi bond. And maximum only 2 pi bond is possible between the two atoms. You got it, second bond is pi bond, and the maximum only how many pi bond is formed? 2 bond is formed between the two atoms. You know, carbon carbon double and carbon carbon triple. You know, alkyne topic. What's happened in the alkyne? Alkyne is the molecule in which carbon carbon contain the triple bond. Now in alkyne we have a carbon carbon triple bond. Means what? First bond is always sigma. You got it? First bond is always sigma, but remaining two bond is the what? Pi bond. So this is the concept related to hybridization, and only first bond is formed by hybrid orbital and remaining two bond is formed by unhybrid orbital. This is a pure and very crystal clear concept. The bond, the first bond between two atoms, that bond is only formed by hybrid orbital, and remaining bond is formed by the unhybrid orbital. That one is called as the pi bond. And see next one that one is very important. The electron pair of an atom which do not take part in bond formation is called as the lone pair. Obviously, na. What is the meaning of lone pair and how that lone pair present on that particular atom? I will explain you. You don't worry. The which element contain the lone pair? This is very interesting and important phenomenon. Suppose, for example, in group 5th A nitrogen family, 6th A oxygen family, and 7th A halogen family. Valence electron 5, 6, 7. You know nitrogen, the valency of, if valency of 5th A group is 3, then remaining 2 electron act as a lone pair. If it is 2, 4 electron act as a lone pair. It means 2 lone pair. If valency is 1, then remaining 6 electron, that is 3 lone pair are present. Is it okay? Those electrons which are not involved in the bond formation, but that electron present in hybrid orbital may or may not be. That one is not confirmed. Hybrid orbital, that electron present may or may not be in hybrid orbital, but that electron is called as the lone pair, which is not involved in the bond formation. Not involved in the bond formation, therefore that electron is also called as non-bonding electron. Which electron? Non-bonding electron. So keep in your mind, the electron which are not involved in the bond formation, such electron is also called as what? Non-bonding electron. Now another important things I will give you next one. The hybrid orbital are different. Now the different shapes of hybrid orbitals are there. For example, sp hybrid orbital, for example sp2 hybrid orbital, for example sp3 hybrid orbital, for example dsp2, for example dsp3, for example d2sp3, for example d3sp3, and so on and so on. These are the hybrid orbital. And the repulsion, and now what happened? If such hybrid orbital is there, if central atom forms a multiple bond with another atom by using such hybrid orbital, and if lone pair of electron present on that central atom, then what's happened? That lone pair of electron repel with the bond pair, and that one is called as the valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, VSEPR theory. What is the VSEPR theory? Which are the important aspects of VSEPR? We'll discuss later on. But if lone pair are present, then that lone pair repel with the bond pair, and the strong repulsion is the lone pair repulsion is very strong. That reduces the bond angle, that reduces the geometry of that molecule or distort the geometry of molecule. Strong repulsion is lone pair. Then after lone pair bond pair, this repulsion is also very strong. Then finally after bond pair, then next repulsion is called as the bond pair repulsion. So these are the very interesting phenomenon related to this concept. Now listen very carefully. The lone pair repulsion is always stronger, which reduces bond angle as well as distort the geometry. Then lone pair bond pair, and then finally bond pair. Is it okay? Now dear student, what is the difference between overlapping and hybridization? I will explain you. Write down in your notebook. Write down in first side overlapping, then write down in second side hybridization. ये दोनों में क्या difference है? मतलब overlapping आपको मालूम है? Overlapping में क्या है? Either it may be SS overlapping according to valence bond theory, na? What happened according to valence bond theory? The overlapping is might may be SS overlapping, or overlapping is might may be PP overlapping, or overlapping is might may be SP overlapping. But what is difference between overlapping and hybridization? Listen very carefully. Overlapping is always occurs between two atoms. Is it okay? Because अगर आपको समझो Cl explain करना है, these two atoms. So these two atoms are formed by PP overlapping. समझो आपको HCl explain करना है. These two atoms are formed by SP overlapping. It means overlapping is occurs between two atoms, but hybridization occurs among orbital of the same atom. It occurs among orbital of the same atom. देखो ना, हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कैसे होता है, मतलब सेम एटम के जो ऑर्बिटल है उसमें ओवरलैपिंग होती है, लेकिन ये जो सेम एटम के जो ऑर्बिटल है उसकी मिक्सिंग होती है, दैट मीन इज हाइब्रिडाइजेशन। और ओवरलैपिंग का मतलब क्या है, ये दो एटम की जो ऑर्बिटल्स है, समझ में आ रहा है क्या, दो एटम के ऑर्बिटल जब ओवरलैप करते हैं दैट मीन इज ओवरलैपिंग, बट सेम एटम के ऑर्बिटल जब ओवरलैप करके मिक्स हो जाते हैं दैट मीन इज हाइब्रिडाइजेशन। ओके, सेकंड पॉइंट, ओनली हाफ फील्ड ऑर्बिटल टेक पार्ट इन ओवरलैपिंग। आपको मालूम है अकॉर्डिंग टू वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी, व्हाट वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी सेज दैट at the time of chemical bond formation only half filled orbital are take part in the overlapping, but in hybridization might may be full filled orbital, might may be half filled orbital or unfilled orbital also take part in the hybridization। आया समझ में आपको, मतलब what is difference between overlapping and hybridization, आपको समझ में आ रहा है। पहला डिफरेंस क्या रहेगा, ओवरलैपिंग ऑकर्स बिटवीन टू एटम्स ना, मतलब दो एटम के जो डिफरेंट ऑर्बिटल रहेंगे उस पर ओवरलैपिंग होगी, लेकिन हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कब होता है, द हाइब्रिडाइजेशन ऑकर्स बाय ओवरलैपिंग ऑफ ऑर्बिटल ऑफ द सेम एटम, क्योंकि इसका ही sp जो रहेगा, s और p सेम एटम के रहेंगे ना, sp2 s और p सेम एटम के रहेंगे, ये जो कुछ भी ऑर्बिटल्स रहेंगे दैट ऑर्बिटल इज फ्रॉम द सेम एटम, और उसमें ओवरलैपिंग और मिक्सिंग होने के बाद जो बनेगा वो हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल बनेगा। आया आपको समझ में। दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट क्या इंपॉर्टेंट, व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट रेट, सेकंड पॉइंट क्या रहेगा इसका, ओवरलैपिंग में खाली हाफ फील्ड ऑर्बिटल इन्वॉल्व करेगा, लेकिन हाइब्रिडाइजेशन में इधर हाफ फील्ड और फुल फील्ड और अनफील्ड ऑर्बिटल आर इन्वॉल्व इन द हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कंसेप्ट। ईच ऑकर ओवरलैपिंग में क्या होता है, ड्यूरिंग द बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन बॉन्ड फॉर्म्ड सी इट ऑकर्स बिफोर द हाइब्रिडाइजेशन, सी लिसन वेरी केयरफुली, हाइब्रिडाइजेशन में क्या होता है, ओवरलैपिंग जस्ट बिफोर हाइब्रिडाइजेशन, मतलब हाइब्रिडाइजेशन के पहले उसकी ओवरलैपिंग हो जाती है, समझ में आ रहा है आपको, मतलब दिस इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कंसेप्ट। एंड ऑर्बिटल्स ऑफ डिफरेंट एनर्जी में पार्टिसिपेट इन एक्साइटेड स्टेट, यू नो वेरी वेल, इन ओवरलैपिंग व्हाट्स हैपन, डिफरेंट एनर्जी ऑर्बिटल आर पार्टिसिपेट इन एक्साइटेड स्टेट, बट यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं होता है, हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कंसेप्ट टेक्स प्लेस इन द ग्राउंड स्टेट और इन एक्साइटेड स्टेट, लेकिन एनर्जी उसकी सेम होनी चाहिए। And molecular and in overlapping molecular orbital is formed, and in hybridization hybrid orbital is formed. So these are the concept or introductory part related to this hybridization phenomenon. Now dear student, now I am given to you very interesting point, methods for the calculation of hybridization. Now till now we are completed most of the part related to this hybridization concept. आपको मालूम है overlapping में और hybridization में क्या difference है। द डिफरेंस इन ओवरलैपिंग एंड हाइब्रिडाइजेशन, ओवरलैपिंग दो डिफरेंट एटम में होता है, दो डिफरेंट एटम के ऑर्बिटल में होता है, लेकिन हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कैसे होता है, सेम एटम के ऑर्बिटल एक दूसरे में मिक्स होने के बाद होता है। ये भी आपको अच्छी तरह से मालूम है कि व्हेनेवर वी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट ओवरलैपिंग फेनोमेनॉन ओनली हाफ फील्ड ऑर्बिटल आर टेक पार्ट इन ओवरलैपिंग, लेकिन व्हाट हैपन हाइब्रिडाइजेशन, आइदर हाफ फील्ड और फुल फील्ड और अनफील्ड ऑर्बिटल्स टेक पार्ट इन दी हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कंसेप्ट। यू गॉट इट, हाइब्रिडाइजेशन इज फॉर्म्ड जस्ट बिफोर द जस्ट आफ्टर द ओवरलैपिंग, मतलब पहले ओवरलैपिंग बाद में उसका हाइब्रिडाइजेशन बनेगा। और अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, ओवरलैपिंग में जो ऑर्बिटल बनते हैं दैट मीन इज मोलिकुलर ऑर्बिटल, लेकिन इसमें जो ऑर्बिटल बनते हैं दैट मीन इज द हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल। सो विच आर द मेथड्स फॉर कैलकुलेशन ऑफ हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल्स एंड देन व्हाट इज द टाइप्स ऑफ हाइब्रिडाइजेशन, वी विल डिस्कसिंग इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियोज। थैंक यू वेरी मच।